Hi fashionistas. The bulk of today's topic is going to be ranting about men being absolute weirdos, so if you decide to brave yourself into my comment section and be a total dingbat, just know that I will be clocking you as a total weirdo. This is not a nuanced topic. I will not be tolerating comments such as, not all men are weird. People are so offended by everything now. But Casey, you are a man. First of all, how dare you?
I'll have you know that I graduated top of my class in the Navy SEALs.
And second of all, I didn't expect to watch this movie and have so many thoughts about not only why men have a hard time writing women, but one very specific question that I'm still asking myself right at this moment. Why can't we just be normal? Doesn't seem that hard. Love Wrecked is a 2005 Amanda Bynes movie that I went into with zero expectations. I had absolutely no idea it existed until I saw it at a secondhand DVD store. I'm like, okay, Amanda Bynes is in it. It should be super cute. So I thought it'd be like an easy video to do. And let me tell you, I was inundated with the worst straight man writing I've ever witnessed. Are there exceptions to the stereotype that men can't write women? Yes, absolutely. Of course there is. Hayao Miyazaki is a prime example of a man who writes incredible female leads, in my opinion, and I will stan Nausicaa Valley of the Wind until the day I die. And additionally, there are plenty of female writers who are terrible at writing women. Like Sleepover, that god-awful movie I talked about last year, was written by a woman. So we're not gonna nickel and dime this topic. Y'all know what I'm talking about. You have the critical thinking skills to know what I'm talking about. This movie is such a loud example of men who act like they haven't spoken to a woman their entire lives. And it annoys me when it's projected at this big of a scale, because think about how many genuinely talented people were hired for this production ran by morons. All right, let's back up a little bit. What are we talking about? What is this movie about? Why haven't we heard about it before? Surely it would have been a hit, right? Because Amanda Bynes was in it. In the peak Amanda Bynes era, we also have Jonathan Bennett, who played Aaron Samuels in Mean Girls the year before. So what went wrong? Love Wrecked was originally released internationally as Temptation Island in November of 2005, but the movie was so bad that Media 8 Entertainment could not find a theatrical distributor who would put this movie into US theaters. It was that bad. So the movie was re-edited several times to bring the PG-13 rating down to PG so it could be sold to ABC Family, where it premiered to straight to TV in January of 2007. The finished product redubbed the majority of dialogue to bring it down to the PG rating, and the dubbing is so distracting because their mouths don't match what they're saying half the time.
Check the honey with the money.
This movie is about a girl named Jenny Taylor who is obsessed with famous rock star Jason Masters. Her entire personality is wanting to find a tough and assertive man to sweep her off her feet. She's accompanied by her soy boy man friend Ryan, who is best friends with her. Sorry, let me correct myself. He's friend zoned because somehow he feels entitled to seeing her naked for all the time he's put into this platonic friendship. Jenny and Ryan spend the summer working at a resort, and it happens to be the same resort that Jason Masters himself is staying at, and the plot unfolds from there. There's a lot of other things that happen that I don't want to spoil yet, but first off, I want to point out that Jenny Taylor sounding like the word genitalia is probably not a coincidence. The way Jenny's character was written feels like it's incel behavior to me. We'll discuss more later on that. The movie introduces us to Ryan taking Jenny to a Jason Masters concert for her birthday. Ryan is a weenie. He is a 3-inch weenie who lies in a bath of dirty hot dog water and salmonella poisoning. We're supposed to feel bad for Ryan because he's being strung along, right? These nice guys always finish last, I guess. Do you want to know what gay people do when a man we want to pursue is not interested and we're also not interested in being friends? We stop seeing them. Blocked. Goodbye. We're too gay for that shit. I will never understand this incel behavior that straight guys feel when they're entitled to being with a woman that they're nice to, as if having a platonic friend is somehow inherently bad. Aw man, no one wants to sweep with me. If it's such an issue, stop fucking talking to her, Ryan. Get a job. Find a hobby, you sesame seed looking weenie. We also get introduced to Alexis. Jenny and Alexis hate each other, but we never find out why. They just spend the entire movie competing for this man's attention.
I'm down where Jason can sweat all over me.
Peace out, ladies.
Jenny could not be more of an uninteresting character because her room is filled with Jason Masters memorabilia, and all she talks about is how she's always only ever wanted a man who's rugged, tough, and smoldering.
I need a man, someone tough, rugged, and smoldering.
And Mom further drives the narrative that she's had Ryan as an option to date.
What about Ryan?
And this mother-daughter interaction could not feel any less genuine.
Sometimes love just sneaks up on you.
I also feel the need to point out the poorly executed and unnecessary green screen shots in the film. I have nothing else to say about this except why. Why not use a backdrop? We find out that Jenny and Ryan are working all summer at a Caribbean resort. Ryan comes over to check with her dad and make sure he's still comfortable with him rooming with his daughter. But again, Ryan is friend-zoned, so no one's worried about any funny business happening.
Come on, Ryan, you're the last guy in the world I'm worried about. I'd be more worried about that rat-faced kid Lenny, the guy with the lazy eye and the boils on his chin.
I refuse to have any empathy for Ryan because I feel like the friend zone trope in the 2000s is what catapulted the Gilead pipeline against women that we have today. It would be one thing if they had an on and off again romantic relationship and Jenny was just indecisive about it and actually stringing him along, but she's like, no, Ryan, I'm not interested in you and you're like my brother. So like, give it up, man. I don't know what to tell you. At the resort, who do we run into other than Alexis, who mentions that she's there because this also happens to be Jason Masters' favorite resort.
Well, if he shows up, stay out of my way. Whatever, just stay out of my way.
Alexis's personality is also exclusively about being obsessed with Jason. I also gotta say that there isn't a single joke in this movie that successfully lands.
I didn't know the hotel took food stamps. Huh?
We're here on the school side.
And these jokes don't even make any sense. They're not made from any kind of observation, and they're not even ironically funny. All right, let me get through some of the boring details of this movie so I can rant again. Jenny and Ryan are sleeping in the same room, and it's funny because they have a curtain that's separating them to make sure there's no hanky-panky.
And no hanky-panky. We're not together.
Yeah, there will be no hanky-panky here.
Good thing they're just friends though, right? Jenny even falls asleep reading magazines with hot, sexy men in them, while poor Ryan thinks about how he's such a nice guy who is still finishing last. Actually, I don't know if he knows how to finish. I also find it incredibly inaccurate that they have the same guy who played Aaron Samuels in Mean Girls play this guy. I'm just saying, these guys are never good looking. The next day, we meet Chase, and he purely exists to give poor Ryan advice on how to pick up the ladies.
I'll be the baby. I'll be the biggest baby you know, because I don't care, man.
I swear to God, that's the only time we see Chase. He's also the bikini inspector.
Check the honey with the money. I'm the bikini inspector around here. Upstairs.
Jenny saves an overweight child from drowning, and I promise me pointing out the child's weight is important to what I'm talking about. She gives the kid mouth to mouth, and he tries to make a move on her.
Hey, baby. Closest thing I've had to a date is a fat kid with breasts.
Good thing fat people only exist in movies, right? Yeah, there's a lot of jokes like this in this movie where the joke is that the person is fat because in the 2000s, fat people are yucky goblins. As if him being a child didn't make this bit weird enough. Because change the genders for a moment and let me know if that's not fucking alarming, okay? Ryan is reminded again that Jenny wants to be with the real man.
But I'm a woman, Ryan. I want the right guy to ask you out.
This movie also relies heavily on Amanda's physical comedy to make her seem funny and relatable, but I'm sorry to say that she's nothing more than Steven's idealized version of some girl he went to high school with. Steven's the writer of this movie. We get a montage of Ryan and Jenny hanging out, and they really build on this insane idea that Jenny is so crazy to not give Ryan a chance. How could she not see an amazing guy right in front of her?
Check out that swimsuit.
Oh, look, another overweight person. Let's stone him to death.
I have to go.
Where?
Shopping.
You want me to come?
Do not come.
But wow, oh my God, surprise, surprise.
Surprise, surprise!
It's Jason Masters, conveniently staying at the same resort as Jenny.
He's there right now.
Jenny, of course, is freaking the fuck out, and she slips on the floor, but Jason is there to sweep her off her feet. And she just can't keep her composure around this man. She is an entire horn dog right now.
Oh my God. He's a god.
We also find out that Jason is going to be on some kind of cruise excursion, and Jenny finds a way to insert herself in there as a waitress. But oh no, Jason drinks too much and falls into the ocean. God, don't you hate it when that happens? Jenny takes it upon herself to not only throw him the raft, but also jump into the water while the raft is sitting right next to him. Damn it, Jenny. Why would you do that? So this is obviously a bit of a predicament because no one knows where Jenny or Jason are. I hate that they both start with the letter J. It just makes it really difficult to say both of their names in the same sentence. Also, why did they film this in front of a green screen? They literally could have filmed this in the ocean. I don't know what to think about. I'm gay and upset. Stop.
Stop it.
Jason is freaking out because they're in the middle of the ocean, but Jenny is just distracted by how amazing it is that she's sitting in front of the Jason Masters.
Even after puking, falling overboard, you still look really good.
They find themselves on what they assume is a deserted island, and Jason twists his ankle and is really dramatic about it.
Okay, hold on. Wait.
I mean, we're supposed to believe that he broke his foot, but I'm personally just not buying it. So now that Jason is incapacitated, Jenny is running around looking for help, but is under the impression that there's literally nothing there. Over at the resort, everyone has been made aware that Jenny and Jason are lost at sea, so the search parties have been deployed. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that Lance Bass from NSYNC is randomly in this. Jenny destroys the raft with a flare gun because she's a silly woman. This movie also has a weird Advil sponsorship that felt extremely out of place. So being that Jason's foot is allegedly broken, it's now up to Jenny to find them both food and survive under these circumstances. This montage screams, I don't know how to do anything because I'm a woman. I only know how to put on makeup and use tampons. But if you thought that Jenny was an idiot like most women, you'd be wrong. You see, Jenny wraps Jason's foot with some bandages, and the only reason why she would know how to do that is because she's going to medical school.
How'd you get so handy with the medical data?
I'm gonna be pre-med in the fall.
Oh, I knew you were a smart girl.
Yeah, but don't tell anyone. Apparently, guys don't make concert brains.
It's not like a moron would be able to figure out how to do that or anything.
I mean, what's the point of having beauty if you don't have brains, huh? My girl's gotta be smart.
Is anyone else having a stroke? Are you okay? Because you can pause this video and take a break if you need to. But if you thought that any of this conflict couldn't get any crazier, Jenny falls into a river and it leads her directly to the resort. That means the island isn't deserted after all. And this is great because Jenny can now tell Jason that everything's safe and they're gonna be okay, right? Wrong. Because Jenny is not just smart.
My girl's gotta be smart.
She's not just a smart and educated woman. Women can't be perfect. Jenny is crazy. She is psycho, if you will, because she realizes that she can use this as an opportunity to hold Jason hostage so she can spend more time with him. It could be worse though. Imagine if Jason didn't have his Advil.
This Advil's a lifesaver. Can't feel a thing.
His foot will be hurting a lot worse. Jason loves his Advil. So Jenny steals some food and supplies to pretend like she foraged and fished out those things, and Jason thinks that she's just the most amazing girl ever. I can't see this backfiring at all. There's several moments in this movie where we're supposed to believe that Jenny is just so relatable and flawed. You know, with her big brains and her snorting while she laughs.
Pretend that you didn't hear that.
You got it.
At the same time, she's also Amanda Bynes, who is drop dead gorgeous. Okay, sure. But it really doesn't matter because Jenny has it good right now. She has a strong and assertive man right in front of her. Not only that, but it's the Jason Masters. It doesn't matter that there's thousands of people searching for them both. We don't even see her parents, who are probably seeing this all on TV and freaking out. They literally never show the parents at home watching this. So at this point, Jenny is going back and forth at the resort where Jason is hanging out. She's taking a shower and the weenie walks in on her and he just stares at her.
Towel. I'm getting horny.
He's never seen boobs in his entire life, so this is a pretty big day for him. But he's all confused because he thought Jenny was missing. She brings him up to speed and convinces him to lie for her.
Damn it.
I mean, as we remember, Ryan is such a nice guy, so he's willing to do anything for Jenny, okay? Obviously, this is all out of the goodness of his heart. I'm sure he expects nothing in return. So Wienerface, I mean Ryan, is now on board. He's basically Jenny's little bitch helping her lie and get her food and supplies and stuff. But do y'all remember Alexis?
Whatever, just stay out of my way.
Well, she follows Weenie to Jenny's camp and she sees everything, okay?
Hey, we ran out of Advil, but this banana will take that ache away.
Hey, so this is kind of insane. I know this is aspirin, but I don't like that. I don't like crushing up things and putting them in people's food without them knowing about it. So Alexis not only pretends like she's now been marooned on Jenny and Jason's encampment, but she now also fakes this really terrible accent.
My name is Alexis Michelle.
My name is Jeff.
I'm gonna divert really quick because the only time we see Weenie do anything except simp for Amanda Bynes is when he's having a bad day at work. Today is apparently a really bad day because he has to give a woman a massage who I personally think is not unreasonably sized and calls her an elephant.
That lady in there has elephantitis.
And if that doesn't make this any more repulsive, there's also this shot that I'm going to censor because it's visually offensive, where he pulls his watch from under her arm and it's dripping in gunk and sweat. I think about how many women are her exact size who are regular fucking people, and to portray her as some kind of gargantuan monster is disgusting. And I can only hope that the writer and director didn't have women in their lives who look like this woman who watch this movie to support them only to see what they really think about them. I am all for diversifying joke material, right? Like if you truly have a clever joke, I'm not going to sit here and be a Puritan and say that you can't joke about this or that, but regardless of what you choose to joke about, the punchline better engulf whatever it is that you're making fun of. And making the point of all your jokes being fat people are disgusting creatures from hell. It's not only painfully uncreative, but you should be completely embarrassed for using a child's weight and a woman's weight to shield your inability to write a good joke. Like, I'm sorry, can you just really not find anything funnier to talk about? Anyways, we need to wrap up this godforsaken movie before I pour acid all over my body. So a few things happen that aren't interesting enough to dissect. Jason's team have overstayed at the resort because they're looking for Jason and they're being kicked out for not paying. Jenny and Alexis are battling it out for Jason. They also threw in a girl fight. Who is this movie for? Seriously, who is this movie for? Was there a single woman that watched this movie and went, yep, this movie's for me? So I'm not surprised that US theaters didn't want to distribute this. I did find this one clip of Weenie Hut Jr. dancing on stage to be kind of funny. Oh, we haven't seen Chase in a while. What's he up to? Oh, he's giving Weenie Hut Jr. more dating advice.
Let her mock you, man. Because number 10 finally come through, then it's work.
Anyways, Wiener Boy gives himself a makeover to really seal the deal on Jenny. Because if she wasn't interested before, she'll totally be interested now.
Don't be hitting on my new clothes.
Oh, what's that smell?
Shockingly, that didn't work out and went right over Jenny's head. But she pulls him aside to get advice on how to deal with the whole Jason-Alexis situation. You know, because friends typically want advice from their friends. And she's going on about how Jason told her that he really cares about her. And Ryan snaps. He's officially lost it. He dries off like a little baby because Jenny obviously doesn't know what a great guy he is. What a stupid woman. Oh, and he makes sure to come back and show her how he really feels. This shit would send me into a frenzy. I'm getting out my pepper spray, my car keys, my last 3 pay stubs to immediately shove in your eye sockets in self-defense. We're doing karate. I'm going to karate kick you in the balls. You need to stop what you're doing, pack up that microorganism you call a penis, and disengage before I steal your social security number. I don't know why I'm so mad. I'm a thought and I'm bothered. How much more time do we have left in this movie? Jenny starts feeling bad because she and Jason have been pronounced dead on the news. Still haven't seen her parents, so whatever, I guess. So Jenny tells Jason the truth, and he's obviously mad.
When my lawyers get through with you two, there's gonna be nothing left.
I don't really care because he's a wiener too. But oh no, suddenly there's a hurricane and Jenny's in trouble. This was also before the actual Hurricane Sandy, so I blame this movie for that happening too. Weenie comes to save her and they go hide in a cave. And suddenly Jenny realizes that she's had a sweet and assertive man to take care of her all along. It was always Ryan. When Jason's assistant sees that Jason is really alive, I was really prepared for there to be some haha funny joke about them being secretly gay. Like I was truly prepared for them to start making out or something. But that's not what unfolded, because they decide that since almost no one knows that Jenny and Jason were on the same island as a resort this whole time, they take this as an opportunity to lie about what really happened and assume that Jenny's gonna be on board with that. Ryan comes barging in and says more weenie shit.
I mean, I know she can be a little impulsive and get carried away sometimes. She's the most amazing girl you will ever meet, and you are lucky to have her care so much about you.
Jason's team saw that as a threat.
Let's go.
They do a press conference and Jason is going on about how he was the one who saved Jenny and did all the fishing and foraging to survive on this imaginary deserted island. This is just further pushing that Jason is suddenly someone that Jenny doesn't want to be with, and that Ryan is really the nice guy. That's her real soulmate, is Ryan. I thought Jenny was going to expose Jason for lying, but she just covered up the lie even more and said that he was with Alexis the whole time.
Lady, and that one woman is Alexis Minetti.
You doing?
Saving both of us. And I know they wouldn't want me to.
I don't know. I just don't know why she didn't just be like, no, this guy's a fucking loser, and sprained his ankle. She says that she's not with Jason because she has a boyfriend named Ryan Weenie Howell.
My boyfriend is Ryan Howell.
That's what I'm talking about!
What if the camera panned to SpongeBob SquarePants? What if the camera panned to the half-consumed jar of ragu sauce that's sitting in my fridge that I'm not sure is still good or not? So the conclusion of this movie, Ryan is good man, and Jenny is stupid woman who didn't know Ryan was good man until now. Ryan will finally receive Bob and Vagine from woman who he believes owes him Bob and Vagine. I'm fine on the outside, but I'm screaming on the inside. So what do you all think? Am I even able to rant about this movie more than I already have? I just think it's pathetic and clearly this idealized view of how the writer and possibly the director views women. I think about who this Jenny character was inspired by, and I just hope and pray that she's not trapped in some man's basement. If you like this video, please like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.